Howdy y'all, Stock Warden here, back with another video. And today we're going to be taking another look at the Geron Corporation and how their stock has been faring here lately. So we covered this stock at the beginning of the month last month, and so they've had a little bit of news come in, so the stock's kind of peaked as it sits right now, where it has had a pretty solid bearish run here lately. As you can see from the history, it had just a small spark, but we're going to get into now. They have reported their inducement grant under the NASDAQ listing. So we'll get a little bit deeper into that as time goes on with this video. But just to let everybody remember, Geron is a commercial stage biopharmaceutical company aiming to change lives by changing the course of blood cancer. So they are their first-in-class telomerase inhibitor that has been approved by the United States and the European Union for treatment of certain adult patients with low-risk blood cancer. So you can go back into my original video for this company and get a greater breakdown of what this company is doing, their mission statement, and everything that they're creating, their patents, and also their medications that they have created for this. I will leave the video, I'll leave a link down in the description for the video, and also at the end of the video in the top left hand corner. So without further ado, we're going to do a little bit deeper dive into the way the stock is priced and where the stock is possibly going to be priced, considering their new inducement grant has been confirmed. So here lately, a biopharmaceutical company is really good and set to be poised to skyrocket in the medical market, because as it stands right now, the medical market is up just about across the board in just taking the entire medical sector as a whole in the NYSC. So if you kind of see how all that starts, then you can see how with them being bearish, it kind of starts throwing questions, especially since they've been able to keep solid earnings with their products. So they reported that they have gotten granted equity, which is going to cover an aggregate of 966,000 shares of its common stock, which is consisting of stock options to purchase of an aggregate of 644,000 shares of common stock, and then they're going to restricted stock units representing an aggregate of the remainder 322,000 shares of common stock. Then they're going to bring all of this to 16 newly hired employees as a inducement material to their acceptance of employment with Geron. So with all of that, that tells me that they have some huge heavy hitters that they have coming into their company that they have to be able to put out a mass amount of restricted stock to be able to get these people in the door to help bring their, more or less, their product into a higher regard, maybe even make a better successful rate, change the formulas up, different things like that, or even make it easier on different patents or different ways where they can have the medication either surplus, where they can have it made more, or they can make it more readily available for more people, and or be able to push deeper into the market of actually getting more human trials, so then they can even show just how much better their solid success rate is with their Rytelo product. So that is something that it's looking at really well. It's not something that looks good for the books. It's not something that looks necessarily good for the stock, but that is the company full-blown investing in pushing into their new employees that they have freshly hired. So the stock options that they did put out for these restricted stocks were at a price target of $127 a share, which was equal to the closing price on September 17th. So, and they have a 10-year term and vest over 4 years, with 12.5% of the shares underlying the options vesting on the 6-month anniversary of commencement of employment of each employee, and the remaining shares vesting over the following 42 months in equal installments of whole shares, subject to continued employment with Geron through the applicable vesting dates. So, with all of that being said, they have definitely pushed absolutely hard, where not only did they get this inducement grant, but they took an entire third of this inducement grant and they gave a third of it to these new employees that they have coming in under their company. So if they are taking that kind of a pullback and that kind of a huge throw in on their new employees are going to be something astronomically special to be able to best suit this company in the correct direction. So that in itself shows great strides that Geron is being able to push forward into being able to bring their mission to life. So because they've had in other news back before that they were going to need to hire more people to be able to start getting their process more fluid, to try to be able to bring in more minds to make a better product, and also to be able to increase their sales of their product as well, because their product is not an extremely widely known one, but the word is getting out, and they are pushing the word out as much as they can every single day. So that is all we have on the Geron Corporation for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you have a certain stock that you like to follow or that you hold on to, drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to be able to look over another stock. We're going to have another rocket stock come in this week. And we're also going to be able to touch back on an old stock that is going to be an oldie but a goodie, because it is going places, people. Y'all get ready for that one and get saddled in for the next one. So, this is the Stock Warden, riding off. Y'all come back now, you hear?